attention. Attention is that currency. This is part 2. If you missed part 1, go here to check it out. This is part 2. We're talking about awareness. It's the first piece of the attention puzzle. Now, this is a peer-reviewed scholarly research document on the attracting attention, even when it is faint. So I'm not going through the whole research, but I did pick up a few interesting things that I wanted to share. So this is looking at human behavior, and it depends on input from all sensory modalities. Now, what are our senses, guys? We have 5 senses: hearing, seeing, tasting, smelling, touching, right? But when it comes to business, usually the auditory of visual and audio are the 2 most important things, certainly most important things for video. All right. Now, when it comes to human behavior, we have selective attention. So even when everything comes at us, because we are bombarded by so many things. I mean, you can't even go to YouTube to watch a specific video like this one, and there is a ding, 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 so many things vying to pull your attention away. So remember, the first step is awareness, but that's just that might just be like, oh, okay, and you move on. No, after you get awareness is where the other parts of the attention come in. But in the space of television, we've found that our guests are coming to us not only so they can be on TV, but really what they want is to get attention to from a brand new audience that is cold to them. They don't know them, and they're trying to get on as a blip on their radar so that they are at least aware. Now, whether or not their awareness converts to further of the types of attention is another story. But before that even happens, awareness needs to happen. If they don't know you exist, they can't. But once it's just the attention is, there's so much stuff going on. So how are we going to build awareness that we exist, even if we are trying to get the attention, when there's all this stuff going on around that is competing for people's attention? So if you've ever gone to a mall, for example, you're there and you see all these storefronts, and it's like, where are you going to go? Well, the fact that you're there, all these stores are now a blip on your radar. That's the awareness. You may not have even known a certain store was in the mall till you got there. And the whole thing of getting as a blip on someone's radar is so important, because now that you're there, it's ding, 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 ding. It's all these things are vying for your attention. So what's going to happen next? We have selected attention. We're going to go human behavior. We filter stuff through our attention mechanisms. We filter stuff. And it goes on to say, this is the key. This is the reason why I picked this research, guys. In the simplest case, which we test here, this would imply that a stimulus that is weak by itself, remember that, weak by itself, but unique because it differs in one of its features from all other stimuli present anywhere in a scene, is inherently salient and therefore attracts attention. Okay, what does all this mean? All right, even if something is boring, or like you can faintly hear it, or it's like a faded picture, the stimulus is weak. Okay, the smell is there, but it's not bad. It's not, like, do you smell that? Did you see that? It's kind of like the stimulus is weak. All right, but if the stimulus is weak, it can still get attention. Why? Because it is in comparison to something, in comparison to something. And this is where, even if there are other things going on, this particular stimulus is different in some way. Even if it is weak, it is different in some way. So that makes it become salient, of value, and attract attention. It's like when you notice that tiny stone on the beach with all those little sands, which are mini stones. You notice it because it stood out in some way. It was different. It may have been a tiny stone, but it was green and all the others were brown. It was shiny and all the others were dull. So even though it seems weak and insignificant in comparison to the everything else that it is around, it can get attention. What does this mean for you and me? Well, one of the reasons that I encourage people to come to TV is that your competitor is not doing it. Your competitor may have better prices or a better product or more options and all of that, but they're not on TV. And because they're not on TV, when you say, catch me on TV, or I'm on TV, or as seen on TV, or what, it creates attention, even if your service, product, offer, you are the weakest link in the sea of competitors. It truly will make a difference. Now, there are other ways to get attention, obviously. I'm not going to go into all of them in this video. This is the last video on attention in this series. But I do want to encourage you, if you have not considered TV as a platform to get attention, consider it. But regardless of whether you come to PSI TV or any other television channel or not, I am going to suggest to you that you consider joining our media challenge, because when you join the media challenge, you're going to leave with a tangible asset where we have helped you tweak your message so that, well, it depends on the package you get. You will at least get your basic media kit. But if you join and get the upgrade, then we will work with you and help you tweak the message so that your media kit that you present to other platforms like stages, podcasts, summits, webinars, television shows, church meetings, staff meetings, whatever, the decision makers can look at and very quickly decide if you're a fit for their audience and give them the information they need to learn more. All right. So we do need to get awareness. We do need to get attention, and consider TV as one of those options. But at the very least, consider joining me for that Media Kit Challenge and walk away with the tool you need to help you get the attention that your product, offer, or message deserves.